Never-ending hub, the channel is for the quality control engineer, site engineer and the civil engineer who are working in the construction field. In this channel, we are dealing with anything and everything which is required to get success in the construction. Now, success is on all about the project success as well as the engineer success also. So, in this channel, we are discussing the strategies also how you can get the success. And what is today's topics? Today's topic is also about a success, how we can get the success. Now, in the quality management system, there is a term called motivation. It's the motivation is the both way, not only the organization but also the employees, the engineer who are working. If the motivation is proper, anybody can get the success. So today's video is all about the motivation. What is the definition of motivation? What is the process of motivation? What is the different types of motivation and how it will be benefited in your career? I will be discuss all in this today's video. So stay tuned until the end to get the full information. And if you are new in my channel, kindly subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get immediate notification. So without wasting time, let's jump into the subject, that is motivation. In quality management system, this is a term called motivation. Now, what is the motivation? In simplest terms, motivation is the internal process that initiates, guides and maintains goal-oriented behavior. It is the why behind an individual's action. Now, forget about the quality management system. Think about that you are hungry. Now, what is the trigger you are feeling? That you are hunger. So you need food. Now, for that you have to wake up and you have to go kitchen and you have to prepare food or you have to eat the food. Now, these are all the process you are following. But why you are this process you are following? What is the why? What is the reason behind that? That you are hungry. That is why you are doing that one. If you are not hungry, you are not doing that one. So for the motivation, there is always a reason or there is always a why. So why you are working? Because you need money or you need to sustain in your life or you need to maintain your family. That's why you have to come to work. If you don't have to maintain your family, if you don't have hunger, if you don't have any dream, you will never come to work. All right. So because the why is not there, so that's why you are not coming to the work. If you are not hungry, you will not go to the kitchen because why is absent here. But if you are hungry, you will go to the kitchen. Here why is there. So motivation is a process, but the ultimate force is why. Why you need to take yourself into the kitchen, why you need to take yourself into the company. So that's the motivation. So the internal force inside the force, what it is giving you the motivation or giving you the way you need to work. Now, in the context of organizational behavior or in the QMS, it can be defined in three key elements. So motivation, I think it's clear. That's the why part. Say why you are working, why you want to. Suppose you want to go to movie. Why you want to go to the movie? You need entertainment. You need to time sign for relaxation. That is you are going to movie. So this is the why part. So the why is important. Now in the organizational, what is the definition in QMS? The motivation is the result of the interaction between the individual and the situation. It is the set of forces or the cause the people to behave in certain ways to achieve a specific objective. Now, in a quality management system or in any organization, there is a specific task or specific goals. Now, what is the motivation? That the individual are working together in a situation or in a specific task, that's become the motivation. Now, what is the three components of the motivation in QMS? It is the intensity, how hard a person tries, that means the effort, how hard you will work. So the why part, if it is more, the intensity is more. Somebody's why is less, the intensity is less. Somebody's why is more, intensity is more. So if you want to get success in quickly, then your intensity will be more. If somebody has okay chalta hai, so his or her intensity will be less. And there is a direction where the effort is channeled. Now direction is important. Suppose you are going in a basketball and there is no basket, so what will happen? You will get frustrated, right? So the direction is also important for the motivation. Say the example I have given for hunger, what is the direction? Either you will go to the kitchen or you will go to the restaurant for the food. That is the direction you need. And then the persistence is the key for success. So how long a person can maintain that effort? Clear? So why is there? So you start working. It's how much will be your intensity, that is how much is why is your importance. Then what is the direction? Is the direction also set by the employees, but how long you can persist that one. So how long you can maintain with the same intensity, that is the percentage. So this is the three components of the motivation in the quality management system, that is the intensity, direction and the persistence. And what is the in a quality management system, motivation is the willingness of employees to exert high levels of effort toward organizational goal, coordinated conditions by the effort's ability to satisfy some individual needs. So that is the definition of the motivation in the quality management system. But what actually motivation? Motivation is the why we need to do the work. So why is the more important? So for now, if you are thinking that okay, I will not do this one, think about this one. Why you are working? Maybe for your family, maybe for your future. So if your why is clear, everything will be taken care. Because if the why is more stronger, then you will find out the way, you will find out the persistence, consistency, you will do the direction, find out the direction, and you will find out the intensity also. The why part is important. In quality management system also, why we are working together a common goal, that is also important. Now why motivation is important, that we need to know why motivation is important. Because the company is uh, giving the lecture, giving the training, giving the paycheck, giving the salary high, giving the recognition, all our companies doing for the motivated the people or the motivated the employee. But why this motivation is important? Because company is paying more money on that subject for the motivation. But why it is important? So first aim drives ownership over compliance. Now if we are working, we need to take the ownership. If I am feeling that it is my job, I am owning that one, the other thing will be taken care. So without motivation, what will happen? Employees do the bare minimum just to avoid getting in trouble. That means आपको टर्मिनेट ना किया जाए, इसलिए मोटिवेशन के बिना हम थोड़ा बहुत कर लेंगे. But with the motivation, employees take pride in their work, take the ownership, and then they don't just follow the rules, they own the outcome. That's the motivation. So when what you are suppose you are doing building for your own house, that you will take the ownership. The same way, if you are not taking the ownership for the organization, that means you are not doing with the motivation. There is a problem. The motivation or the why part is not clear. Then powers of continuous improvement. Now all you know that the quality management system is on PDCA cycle, that means plan, do, check, act, the continuous improvement. So that motivation is giving this motivate the employees. So what has happened? A motivated employees is become proactive. So they don't need the push from the other employees or the organization. They can do their work by themselves. That's the proactive. They look ways to make the process faster, safer and better. Unmotivated staff will ignore a flaw because it's not my job or not to fix that one. So that is why this continual improvement is important, and the motivation help this continuous improvement process. Then encourages honest reporting. See, if you are not getting the data, you are not getting you are not doing the continuous improvement, or you cannot do the improvement in the organization. So a healthy QMS relies on that data. If employees are motivated and feel safe, they will report non-conformance and near miss and immediately. If motivation is low or fear based, employees may hide mistakes, leading to massive and quality failures in later. So if the motivation is proper, then honest reporting will happen. You have the data and you can encourage, or you can modify the process, and the continual improvement and the ultimate goal will be achieved. Then it is reduces the human error. It's simply, if you have the motivation, that means you are feeling it's my job, you will do it cautiously, persistently, consistently, and with the intensity. So there will be reduces the human error. Then ensures consistency during audit. An auditor can tell the difference between a team that follows a process because they have to, or the team that understands why the process matters. Motivation creates a culture where doing it the right the first time. This is the our target for any organization. So we have to doing it right in the first time. So motivation is giving that criteria. If a employee is motivated, they will do it. If a employee is not motivated, they will do just time pass. So this the reason why the motivation is important. Now, what are the different types of motivation? There are mainly two type of motivation. One is intrinsic motivation and is extrinsic motivation. So one is intrinsic motivation driven by internal satisfaction. So that is come from the within. That means from myself or from the employee, it will come within. It is not the external force, it is the internal force that will give you the motivation. See, is the hungry, that is the internal force. Fear is the outside force. So, and the positivity, that means you will get reared, it is the outside force. But from inside, I have to do that one. This is my goal. That is the internal force. So intrinsic motivation is driven by the internal satisfaction, and the extrinsic motivation driven by the external rewards or the presence. Suppose you are doing good job and the company will give you the bonus extra. So that is the external motivation. But the internal motivation, that you have to achieve this one, you have to achieve this promotion, so you have to achieve this much of level. That's the intrinsic motivation, that is coming from the inside, not coming from the outside. And the outside motivation or intrinsic can be negative, can be positive. Suppose company has giving you deadline that if you finish this work within this with the quality, they will give you bonus. But if cannot do, then there will be no bonus and there will be no promotion this year. So either way, it is a positive way or in the negative way. If you are motivated, that become the extrinsic motivation, or the intrinsic also. So either positive or negative, it doesn't matter. You can get motivated. See, in our daily life also, we are saying now that in our to our children, that if you get good score, I will give you that one, or if you not, I will not get that one. So either way, they are become motivated. So find out what is your motivational force, what is your why you are working. Forget about the organization. Think about why you are working, why you have to come up in the morning into the organization, why you have to work. If your why is clear, other things will be taken care. You will find out the reason, you will find out the way, you will find out the consistency, everything. But the why part is more important. So close your eyes, think, and why you are working, why you need to go to office every day, what is your goal, and why you need to work. Maybe it's a family, maybe it's the professional, whatever it is, find out that one. The other thing will be taken care. So there are two types of motivation I have discussed. Now what is the process of motivation? The motivational process is a cycle that links individual needs to organizational goal. First is unsatisfied needs. An individual feels a deficiency, that is desire for growth or financial security. If you are finding that you need more financial security, that is the unsatisfied needs within, then you can start the motivational process. Then tension and drive. This need create tension pushing the person to look for ways to satisfy it. Maybe you are saying if you are not doing that one, you will losing the job, and if you losing the job, your family will be in a problem. So that is also a force, that the process, that tension and drive that can derived into the motivation. Then such behavior, the employee performs actions to achieve a goal. Then the satisfied need. So first was the unsatisfied need, then the satisfied need. The goal is to achieve and the reward is received. That I will discuss. If the quality is achieved, comply will give you the reward. If not, they will not. So first one is the positive and the second one is the negative, and the reduction of tension. So the employee feels successful, which ideally reinforce the behavior of the next cycle. If you have the tension in your mind, you cannot perform properly. So the goal is to reduce the tension and find out the why, and then if the why is clear, when the environment is okay for you working, then you can do the work. So that is why the company is always spending much for this motivation, because ultimately human resource or the human will do the work. Whatever the ultimate process, whatever the procedure you are deriving, ultimately the people has to do, and for that one people needs the motivation. So I hope I have cleared the why motivation is important and what is the motivation. So if you find it useful, kindly subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon, so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get immediate notification. And if you want to know anything more about quality control and construction, please let me know. I will come with more content like this. And thank you once again for watching me.